Hey guys, so I'm a mage finally. For all those people that have been asking that you wanted a mage, I am a mage, or as my name says, Dwaj. Dwaj. So, boosted mage, I'm currently spec'd as Arcane. I was fire, so that's why there's tons of abilities on the bar. Usual thing, gear in here, you know, for some reason I have a wand. I don't know. I don't play Arcane, I've never played Arcane, just to clarify, so I have no idea how to do anything on an Arcane Mage. I usually play Fire, but I level in Frost, but I know Fire is really good, usually, but sometimes Frost is better. Sup, Priest? Today I'm going to be doing all specs of Arcane. Now Arcane, like all Mage specs, uses Intellect as their buff still, and they use Arcane Power, so it's, you know, pretty good. Every now and again there'll be a bit of a lag because everything had an update, so yeah, it will lag out and the servers are huge right now. It's still PTR, so yeah, but there's a massive amount of people that want to play this. Plus they don't have Broken Shore anymore, so people are logging on going, oh, I can play the Broken Shore, and then there isn't any Broken Shore and people hate it. But today I'm going to be doing all specs, and there isn't honestly that many abilities. We all know we have Teleport and we have Portal, which will go here, which I'll go into in more detail. But as always, let's start with the passives. And everyone has a mastery, like we all know, because that's still the same. Mastery Savant or Savant or whatever increases your mana generation rate and maximum mana by 38.1%. Shit. I literally don't have that much mastery. I have no haste either, so time's going to take ages to do. Arcane charges increase the damage of affected spells by an additional 19.05%. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's quite good. Okay, it's not awful like some, but it's quite good. Mage armor increases your mastery by 192. Damn it, the mages seem pretty good right now with that and that, like passive stuff seem pretty cool. And they seem to have the same amount of health as all the others. This also does the duration of all harmful magic effects used against you is reduced by 25%. Okay, and we have Time Walk, which warps the flow of time, increasing haste by 30% for all party and raid members for 40 seconds. Allies will be unable to benefit from Bloodlust, Heroism, or Time Warp again for 10 seconds. Basically, that puts you back in time, I think, but I don't particularly know. I don't know whether it's just a haste buff now. So that's going down here on this bar. Teleport is the same. Spell Steal is currently not on my bar, so I can show that down there. Basically, this is just still a beneficial magic effect from the target. This effect lasts a maximum of 2 minutes. Slow Fall, which basically reduces the sort of falling speed of any member that you click it on. And it lasts 30 seconds. It's a magey thing, it's pretty cool. Slow's already in my bar, but reduces the target's movement speed by 50% for 15 seconds. Obvious, because it's called Slow. Polymorph, if you've seen the Warcraft movie, you'll know why that's funny. But Polymorph, as it always has been, turns a creature, humanoid, whatever, into a sheep. And only works on beast, humanoids, and critters, and it says there on the bottom. And it lasts 50 seconds, and it's basically a kind of stun, effectively. But if you damage it, it does... the effect wears off, you know. So it's the usual, it's always has been. Ice Block is basically you turn into a big block of ice. Ice Barrier is a shield, which I think these two go against the fantasy of Arcane. Arcane is supposed to be using arcane magic, yet you're using Frost and more Frost. Like, isn't Arcane Mage supposed to be using just arcane magic? Like, they've done that on rogues. Like, rogues, as say an assassin, you only use poisons, you don't use stealth or anything, but as a sub, or a stealth rogue if you like, will only use stealth and won't use poisons. And doesn't have a pistol like Outlaw. Like, don't seem to be focusing much on fantasy on mages. Like, I don't think that fits into the fantasy of Arcane, in my opinion. I mean, it'd be pretty cool on fire, having like a fire shield where it's all fire. Which I think would be awesome. And then, obviously, you get an ice block, but it's called fire block, so you turn into a massive radiating ball of fire that blocks damage. And then that gives you, you know, there's not a lot of fantasy there, in my opinion. But anyway, let's get on with it. Greater invisibility makes you invisible and untargetable for 20 seconds, removing all threat. Any action taken cancels this effect. You take 60% reduced damage while invisible and for 3 seconds after reappearing. It's basically a stealth. Thank you. Frost Nova. Blast enemies within 12 hours of you and dealing frost damage. Another frost ability for Arcane. Fuck's sake! It aggravates me because that's the point of them changing all specs and adjusting the fantasy. They don't seem to have done it. So I don't know. That basically just roots people in places and does a bit of damage. Evocation? I don't really know. You know, I can't read. Returns 100% of your total mana over 1.5 seconds. That seems unbelievably good. I'm going to leave that on 0 there. Displacement teleports you back to where you last blinked from and resets the cooldown of blink, only usable when within 10 seconds of blinking. Okay, so that goes not that one. Greater displacement. There we go. Is that already on my bar? No, it's not. They work really well together, so I'm going to leave them there. Should really put them down there, shouldn't I? Counter spell counters as an enemy spell, and they can't use that spell for 6 seconds. Good refreshments, make food, you know, make things. I always put them there. Blink, blinks you forward 20 yards, reaching an obstacle and frees you from any roots and snares. So basically you blink 20 yards forward, but if there's an obstacle in your way, you blink up into that obstacle. You know, Arcane power. For 10 seconds you deal 30% more spell damage and your spells cost 30% less. That's really awesome. That's going on our Arcane missiles. Jesus, that's a lot to read. I'm going to read this slowly because I always make a mistake when I read things fast. Launches 5 waves of arcane missiles at the enemy over 1.9 seconds, causing a total of 9,545 arcane damage. Damage increased by 79 per arcane charge. Each damaging spell casts a 15% chance to activate arcane missiles. Chance doubled by arcane blast, limited 3 charges. Generates 1 arcane charge. I guess arcane charges are like burning embers or like spell shards or soul shards that they are called now. Burning embers are the current thing in live, if you didn't know. Or like chi or any combo points. Like they all seem to have something now, like a form of rarer form of like mana, or a charge of something, or like a point of something, like something that isn't just mana, which is quite good. It kind of helps you use your resources effectively, but also means that you're not, as a mage or a spellcaster, you're not there after every single boss going, I need mana! Which always annoys me in raids, because people, like, you get like tanks or like melee running off, and you get spells and healers going, I need mana, give me a minute. So, guys, you know that they're the only people that are letting us survive, right? We put our life in their hands. If they aren't there, we die. So give them a minute, which is why I probably can't raid, ever. But yeah, Arcane Explosion, and if you play Hearthstone, you'll know all of these, because it's the only decent cards in the Mage deck, except Fireball and Pyroblast. Arcane Explosion. Sorry, I have a really itchy eye today. Causes an explosion of magic around the caster, dealing 3,868 arcane damage to all enemies within 10 yards. And then damage increased by 79% per arcane charge, mana cost increased by 100% per arcane charge. Basically, arcane charges are just a better version. Like, everything generates them, but everything uses them as well. Arcane Blast. Blast the target with the enemy, dealing 8,250 arcane damage. Damage increased by blah 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 blah. It's all the same stuff at the bottom. Arcane Barrage. Launches bolts of arcane energy at the enemy target, causing 6,704 arcane damage. And the only thing that's different on there is the bottom one. It's one additional target within 10 yards per arcane charge for 50% damage. Okay, so that's all the abilities gone through. So now I need to look at the challenge. Anyway, so level 15 is Arcane Familiar. Summon a familiar that attacks your enemies, increases your maximum mana by 10%, lasts 1 hour. Okay, I don't really need that 10% more mana. I have 222k, which is 220k, but it will go up, won't it? I think. You also have to remember that all of these are without artifact weapons. So if you're thinking, ooh, for Legion I might go this because of the amount of damage. Wait until you get the artifact weapon, because everything will be balanced better with artifact weapons, because for the whole expansion you have that, whereas with this you have the pre-patch and up until you get your artifact weapon, which is about 20 quests, and those 20 quests are doing the artifact scenario of getting the artifact. If you want to know what the artifacts look like, go onto the Blizzard website, or you can go check out Fatboss TV, who I don't know personally, but I watch their streams and they went over a few classes in Alpha, and then now we've got them on PTR, so now I'm going over them. But you can send my videos to them, I don't care, because I would love to do videos with them, because these guys there's 2 of them, and they're really funny and really nice, and they're so helpful with raid stuff. I have admittedly used a few of their techniques in LFR, and they own, and then people have a go at me for using shitty techniques, but they actually work really well. Anyway, Persistence of Mind causes your next 2 Arcane Blasts to be instant cast. Arcane Blast does 8,000. Jesus Christ! So that gives me 16.5 damage, K damage, for free. Effectively. But it's an instant thing, and it's got a minute cooldown, so every minute I get that. Okay. Words of Power grants 1% increased chance to trigger arcane missiles per 20% of your mana you have unspent. I don't understand that. I quite like Arcane Familiar. I don't like, as a mage, I hate being a frost mage with my water elemental. So that's why I usually end up in being fire, but I level with frost because it makes it easier, because I have a water elemental next to me. This is all these talents are preference, but obviously I'm going to pick the one that's best for me. I don't know. I'm going to go for Persistence of Mind because it seems pretty good. Seems pretty cool. I am lagging out quite intensely. Yes. I am using 4G for this because it's just a lot faster. Shimmer replaces Blink, teleports you 20 yards forward unless something is in the way, unaffected by the global cooldown, castable while casting. Max is 2 charges. Okay, so that's just... Ooh. Burpee. Basically just an improved version of Blink, right? Removes all all stuns and bonds. It doesn't do that, okay. Cauterize. Fatal damage instead brings you to 35% health and then burns you for 28% of your maximum health over 6 seconds. While burning, movement slowing effects are suspended and your movement speed is increased by 150%. This effect cannot occur more than once every 2 minutes. Cold Snap. Ice Block now has 2 charges and also heals you 3% of your maximum health every 1 second. I like that. I like that. These 2 seem pretty good. Shimmer seems pointless in my opinion unless you like Blink. Or if you don't like Blink and you want to have 2 charges of it, then go for Shimmer, but these 2 are obviously, depending on the way you want to... I quite like Cold Snap. Now it's 2 charges. Yay! Mirror Image. Although this one is currently OP in live, creates 3 copies of you nearby which casts spells and attacks your enemy, lasts 40 seconds. That's basically the one where you have 3 copies of yourself and they're doing abilities. Rune of Power. Places a rune on the ground for 10 seconds, which increases your spell damage by 50% while you stand within 8 yards. Max is 2 charges. So does that mean... Oh, recharge 45 seconds. Oh no, you can't spam it. You can't have 2 on top of each other and gain 100% damage. You get 1 every, like, 45 seconds. Incanter's Flow. Magical energy flows through you while in combat, building up to 20% increased damage and then diminishing down to 4% increased damage. Okay. So it increases your damage no matter what. I like that one. I like Mirror Image. I really do. I really do like Mirror Image. There we go. Level 60 Supernova. Some of these names are really nice, like really cool. Pulses arcane energy around the target enemy or ally, dealing 9,797 arcane damage, lol, to all enemies within 8 yards and knocking them upward. A primary enemy target will take 100% increased damage. Holy fuck! Sorry, but that's really, like, borderline OP in my opinion. So you throw them up, and a primary enemy target will gain 100% increased damage. Jeez. It immediately grants 4 arcane charges. Arcane charges? Are arcane charges the other things that do them, but does anything use them? I don't think anything uses them. Okay, so that's quite good because it'll do more damage, but also the mana drain is huge. Resonance. Arcane Barrage deals 25% increased damage per target it hits. Which one's Barrage? Is it that one? Yeah. Okay. So charge. All these are decent. All level 60 ones are really quite good. You'll increase damage in some way. But one's just an ability that increases damage. One of them increases arcane charges, which increases damage, but also increases mana consumption. So if you are finding that you're always using up your mana even without that, don't go for that one. I quite like that one actually, Resonance. I seem to be going for all passives. Instant, passive, instant, passive. I have that one currently on one of my mages. I have 2. I have one on a PvP realm and one on a normal realm. Yes, I play on PvP realms and I absolutely hate it, but I don't have the money to transfer my like 4 level 100s. It would cost like 50-60 quid. That's pounds. And with the EU thing, it's probably gonna cost 80 billion. Hours remain. Sorry. A Icy Flows makes your next mage spell with a cast time shorter than 10 seconds castable while moving. Unaffected by the global cooldown and castable while casting. Max 3 charges. Okay. Anything that takes longer than 10 seconds? No. All my main ones don't seem to take less than 10 seconds. Okay. Ring of Frost. Summons Ring of Frost for 10 seconds at the target's location. Enemies entering the ring are incapacitated for 10 seconds. Limited 10 targets. That's quite good for PvP actually. I mean, I know you've got honor talents, but if it was there, it would be good. But it's not. Frost Nova now has 2 charges. Frost Nova? That one. I quite like Icy Flows. Okay. Icy Flows. Level 90. Nether Tempest. Places a Nether Tempest on the target which deals 3,689 arcane damage over 12 seconds to the target and 3,689 to all enemies within 10 yards, limited 1 target. Wait, what? Over the 12 seconds to the target. Oh, okay, so it's only put on 1 target. Damage increased by 75% per arcane charge. That's okay. Unstable magic. Arcane Blast has a 15% chance to explode on impact, dealing 50% additional damage to the target and all enemies within 8 yards. Erosion. Your attacks erode the target's resistance, increasing all damage the target takes from your arcane spells by 1%, stacking up to 8 times. After 3 seconds of not taking damage from your spells, this effect decreases by 1% every 1 second. Okay, I'm going Nether Tempest, without a doubt. because these just seem a little bit, in my opinion, they seem a bit iffy. Really. Wow, what a title of a talent. Overpowered. Casting arcane missiles extends arcane power by 2 seconds. Wow. I don't know. Okay. Quickening. Arcane blast, arcane missiles, and arcane explosion also grant 2% haste for 6 seconds, stacking up to 100. Holy shit! This effect is cleared when you cast arcane barrage. I quite like that actually. Arcane orb launches an arcane orb forward from your position, traveling up to 40 yards, dealing 3,831 arcane damage to the enemies it passes through. Grants 1 arcane charge when you cast and every time it deals damage. I really like that. I absolutely am in love with quickening. Right then, let's go test this out at the target dummies. Hopefully you won't get bored with this location, because this is the only locations we actually get. Oh wow, this is a lot of people. Is the one that's free? Hello, Mr. Warlock. Just let me do this. Does that damage look alright to you people? The people that are arcane? Because that's like a few million damage. And then hit 0, I can then cast this while I'm moving. And boom! And then boom! And ice block. It's actually healing me, so that's good. Might have to wait here for a bit. There we go. And then time warp. Whee. Okay, my haste is now at 57. $65, 68. Physically have no mana. And then fire, fire. Okay, this seems really cool actually. I hate the rotation though. Anyway, so that's Arcane. Seems alright. The rotation is literally Arcane Blast, Arcane Blast, Arcane Blast, Arcane Barrage, Arcane Barrage, and missiles. And then, depending on your specs, you obviously get different ones. Now I'm gonna go do some fire, because I've got a load of people going, especially in WoW Mino, saying do fire, do fire, do fire, do fire. Okay, I'll do fire. Jesus Christ, because fire does seem pretty cool, to be honest. Oh yay! I can get some fell-proof goggles. I always forget about appearances, don't I? So this is fire. So, like I said, it uses fire because it's Mage. We still have frost abilities. Thank you, Blizzard, for ruining the fantasy. Oh, we've now got 3 pages! 3 pages! Molten Armor. Increases your spell critical strike chance by 50% and reduces all physical damage you take by 6%. So this, as you know, this is a fire thing, so Molten Armor is a fiery thing. A Master Ignite. Your target burns for an additional 27.3% over 9 seconds of all the target total direct damage controlled by your Fireball, Infernal Blast, Scorch, Pyroblast, and Flame Strike. If this effect is reapplied, any remaining damage will be added to the new Ignite. Every 2 seconds your Ignite may spread to another nearby enemy. Hot Streak. Getting 2 direct damage critical strikes in a row will make your next Pyroblast or Flame Strike instant cast. Wowzer. That is still like it is now, but that's a nice thing to have. And cause double the normal Ignite damage. Okay. Enhanced Pyrotechnics. Each time your Fireball fails to critically strike a target, it gains a stacking 10% increased critical strike chance effect. Ends when Fireball critically strikes. I have a bad feeling about this. I have a feeling that I'm never going to get Enhanced Pyrotechnics ever. And then Critical Mass multiplies the critical strike chance of Fireball, Pyroblast, and Scorch by 1.3%. And now on to abilities. There's Time Warp, and also there's Teleport and Portal, which I'll go over at the end, because they're a full mage thing. Same thing with Spell, whatever. And then Slowfall as well is a magey thing. Polymorph is a major thing too. As I said before, it will turn your target into a sheep for 50 seconds, but only beasts, humanoids, and critters. But if it is damaged, it removes the effect. Now, Scorch is a movable while casting ability that scorches the enemy for basically 2.5k fire damage, but it has quite a kind of a big cast in comparison to quite a lot of abilities, because then Pyroblast is a 4.17 second cast. There's an immense fiery boulder that causes 21k damage. In comparison, you'd want to hit Pyroblast more often than Scorch. But that no longer has a dot, which I don't get why, but there probably will be a dot thing in the talents. There may be add a dot to Pyroblast, or add a dot to your fiery abilities, and then, yeah, you have your dot back. Which is just stupid in my opinion. And same thing with Portal, I'll go over the end. Visibility turns you invisible. Ooh, yay! I went over it before. Turns you invisible for 3 seconds, reducing threat each second. While invisible, you are untargetable by enemies last 20 seconds. Taking any action will cancel the effect. That goes down there. Ice Block turns you into a big boulder of ice. Ice Barrier, and then Frost Nova we've gone over before. It was like that last time, wasn't it? Yeah. Ice Barrier. These three are basically, hey look, you need these abilities because you can't be bothered to make them in fire. And the Frost, great. Flame Strike, this is one of my favourite mage abilities because it's just so nice to have an AoE effect that does a large amount of damage. Calls down a pillar of fire, burning all enemies within the area for 9,285 fire damage and reducing their movement speed by 50% for 8 seconds. Oh my fucking Jesus, that is awesome. Also, just to let you know, my mana has actually gone down from 220k to 160k. So if you're worried about mana consumption, fire is the one to be worried about in it. Because you have the same amount of mana in your abilities, but you have less mana in total. But I guess you regenerate faster, I don't know. Fireball is just a basic fireball. You fire a ball of fire, dealing 9,282 fire damage at the target. I don't want Pyroblast number 1. Fire Blast. Blast the enemy for 7,218 fire damage. This damage is always a critical strike, unaffected by the global cooldown and castable while casting. That is pretty cool. Has a recharge of 11.1 seconds, but it is quite nice. Dragon's Breath. Never had this one before because I've never got high enough to get it. Because I get to a mage about level 40, 50 and I get bored. Because you have 4 abilities for like 20 levels. And you get, hey look, conjure refreshments at level 40. I'd like abilities please. But Dragon's Breath, for enemies in a cone in front of you, you take 12,890 fire damage and you are disorientated for 4 seconds. Damage will cancel the effect. Wow, okay. Counter spell is a counter of spells. Effectively. I forgot to put teleport and portal down in the bottom bars. I'm an idiot. And then combustion apparently is quite nice. I mean, it looks quite cool. The actual abilities like logo looks quite nice. It's very sort of magey in my opinion. Blink, as we know what it is, engulfs you in flames for 10 seconds, increasing your critical strike chance by 100% and granting your mastery equal to your critical strike stat, unaffected by the global cooldown and castable while casting. So my mastery and critical strike are already the same, so that makes no difference. Unless that's a thing that comes with it, I don't know. But on to talents. So level 15 to start off with. Sorry I hit the mic. My hair's in my face again. Pyromatic. Casting Pyroblast or Flame Strike while Hot Streak is active has a 8% chance to instantly reactivate Hot Streak. Hot Streak. Which is Hot Streak? It's that one. Getting 2 direct critical strikes in a row will make your next Pyroblast or Flame Strike instant. Okay. Conflagration. Fireball also applies conflagration. I don't know. To the target, dealing an additional 1032 fire damage over 8 seconds. Told you they'd have a dot onto something. Enemies affected by either conflagration or ignite have a 10% chance to flare up and deal 2063 fire damage to nearby enemies. Your fireball spell always deals a critical strike when the target is above 85% health. That's really dull. That seems a lot better, because it has a chance to regenerate Hot Streak, which makes my Pyroblast and Flame Strike instant, but if I cast that, it has an 80% chance to make it instant. So yeah. Like I said before, I don't like that one, I went for that one, but this one seems quite good for fire. Plus, I had that one last time. That seems pretty cool. I'll go for Shimmering Frost because it makes sense. Yay! Encounters flow. Magic energy flows through you while in combat, building up to 20% increased damage and then diminishing to 4 instead. Yeah, so that seems okay. That seems okay for fire, I'd say. Rune of Power is the same as it was in the mirror image. It just depends on what sort of one you want to go for. I quite like that one. I never tried that mirror image on Arcane. I apologise. I'll try it out on Frost because, you know, because. Blast Wave causes an explosion around the target enemy or ally, dealing 10,313 fire damage to all enemies within 8 yards and reducing movement speed by 70% for 4 seconds. A primary enemy target will take 100% decreased damage. That seems alright, that seems about right for a fire, 10k. Reduces movement speed by 70% does not seem okay, because that's more of a frosty thing. But anyway, immediately grants 2 charges of Fire Blast. Which one was Fire Blast? That one. So I get 2 charges of Fire Blast. Okay. Controlled Burn. When you gain Heating Up, you have a 10% chance to instantly active Hot Streak. Heating Up. Which one's Heating Up? Is it just an ability that I have that isn't in the spellbook? I think it is. I quite like that one actually. Controlled Burn. I'll go for Controlled Burn. Frost Nova 2's charges. Someone's Ring of Frost. Going to go for Ring of Frost just because you guys will probably want to see it. Still doesn't fit with the fantasy of fire because it's Frost. God damn it, Blizzard! God damn it! Living Bomb. I've heard about this one. This one seems pretty cool. The target becomes a living bomb, taking 5,566 fire damage over 3.7 seconds, and then exploding to deal an additional 4,126 fire damage to the target with all enemies within 10 yards. Other enemies hit by the explosion also become a living bomb, but this effect cannot spread further. Okay, Unstable Magic. Fireball has a 25% chance to explode on impact, dealing 50% additional damage to the target and all other enemies within 8 yards. Excuse me, I was a bit burpy. Flame Patch. Flame Strike leaves behind a patch of flames which burns enemies within it for 8,256 fire damage over 8 seconds. Oh god. Which one's Flame Strike? That one. Does night that. Okay, I quite like that one, but I like Living Bomb. I like Living Bomb so much more. I think I'm going to shove that on Q actually. Yay! And now to level 100 ones, the final ones, and then I'll go over them in abilities. I'll also test out Ring of Frost and all that good stuff. Can't polymorph because there's no natural targets. Kindling, your Fireball, Pyroblast, and Fireball, Pyroblast, and Fireblast critical strikes reduce the remaining cooldown of Combustion. Combustion is there, it's 2 minutes cooldown. That's quite cool actually. Cinderstorm throws a spread of 6 cinders that travel in an arc, dealing 3,351 fire damage to enemies it hits. Damage increased by 30% if the target is affected by your Ignite. Wait, do I have Ignite? I do. That one seems pretty cool actually. Meteor. Calls down a meteor which lands at the target location after 3 seconds, dealing 29,004 fire damage. Split evenly between all targets within 8 yards and burns the ground, dealing 7,736 fire damage over 8 seconds to all enemies in the area. I'm going for that one. It's a large damage. It's too tempting not to click. Yay! Finished. Have I clicked all the talents? There we go. Gladiator's Medallion, which is stupid. Time to test out our fire abilities. Can I jump on this roof? Jumpy! Oh, I can be on the roof. I want to test out Meteor. That's cool. Oh, this thing's so cool. I really like these fire animations. This is literally the coolest thing I've ever seen. God, Pyroblast takes freaking ages. Blah, 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 blah. And then Ring of Frost. Fireblast still takes so long to cast, it does so much damage. Okay, out of them all, out of the two so far, Fire and Arcane, Fire seems the best because you just hit Fireball, but you've got all these other abilities that are automatically become logical. Obviously, Scorch doesn't, but while you're casting like Combustion, or like Meteor, or like Fireball, you can cast Fire Blast, which does damage, and then that can give you a free Pyroblast. So you never have to wait 4 seconds to cast Pyroblast. You just instantly cast it because you're hitting Fireball, these two.
Good day to you. See you
Yay,
around.
horse breeder. Can I buy horses?
Only the finest
No, I can't.
goods.
I'm a dwarf. In Stormwind. Now time to check out Frost. But so far Fire is definitely winning. So you people that told me to go check out Fire, thank you so much. It's so cool. Like, if some of you are still Arcane in Legion, why? Why would you be Arcane? Except for the bonus of damage, which, to be honest, Fire was doing 1,000,000 apparently with Pyroblast. Which is a ridiculous amount of damage, but still. let's look at Frost first before making a judgment. Gladiator's Medallion, Talent, Spellbook, and Passives. We even have more. Okay. So. Teleport. Portal. Conjure Refreshments is there. A Polymorph. Blink. Ice Block. Frost Nova. Counter spell. Ice Barrier. Anything else from the same ones that I don't have to go over? Invisibility. Time Warp, which can go here. Slow Fall. And spell thingies. Right. So, first of all, to go over teleports and portal, is so far I can only go to Stormwind and Ironforge. So I can only go to Stormwind and my current home. So I can create a portal to Stormwind or Ironforge. So let's show you how this works. So look, I'm creating a portal to Ironforge. I don't know whether you can train with more, I don't know. But Ironforge. Let's do Frosted. Let's do Frosted Ironforge. If I can even, if there's even targets. Portal trainer. Can I buy portals?
Hey.
Yes, I can. I can. You can buy portals. Still, and you've got Dalaran Broken Isles and Dalaran Broken Isles. Okay, so you have all these. I don't want them on my bar. Fuck her off. Ooh, Shatrath. I'm officially lagging out my game because I'm clicking buy too much. Yay, so you can buy them. And you get them all there. And all here, so you have Torbarad, Veil of Eternal Blossom, Storm Shield, Dalaran, Northrend obviously, Shatrath, Theramore, Exodar, Darnassus, Ironforge, Stormwind. So you have them all here. I don't know where the targets dummies are here, so I might have to teleport back. But you can buy them from my portal trainer. I didn't know if you could. I was hoping you could. Turns out I can. Oh no, it says World of Warcraft, not Legion. Oh no. Ah, Mage trainer. Can I do anything but...
Hello.
Okay, into Proving Grounds. Great. Thank you, come again. Do kinda need a mount. A flying mount right now. If you've seen New Stormwind Park, there it is, if you want to see it. It is right there. Looks pretty dull right now, but if you get closer, there's more in it. There's bushes and walls and... Well, yeah, bushes. But obviously, throughout the expansion it's going to get bigger because... Not to leak it too much, but there's stories that are involved with it. I don't want to be in a guild! Bugger off. I am really lagging out massively, okay. And I'm home. Whee! That was pretty cool. Anyway, let's get back into it. So, passives first, as I always do, because I'm that amazing and great. Remember to hit like and subscribe if you think I am. Trade District is apparently under attack and I'm in somewhere. Multiplies the critical strike chance of your spells. Wrong key. There we go. Damn it. There we go. In the middle. Multiplies the critical strike chance of your spells against frozen targets by 1.5 and adds an additional 50% critical strike chance. Okay, so Frosty. Icicles! When you damage enemies with Frostbolt, 81.8% of the damage done is stored as an icicle for 1 minute. Also increases the damage done by your water elemental by 81.8%. Casting Ice Lance causes any icicles stored to begin launching at the target up to 5 icicles can be stored. Excess icicles will automatically be launched. Okay. So basically your damage is stored as icicles. Awesome. Frost Armor increases haste by 8% and causes enemies who strike you to have movement speed slowed by 30% for 15 seconds. Fingers of Frost, Frostbolt and Frozen Orb damage have a 12% chance, and Blizzard damage has a 5% chance to grant a charge of Fingers of Frost. Fingers of Frost causes your next Ice Lance to deal damage as if the target were frozen. Alright. Frostbolt has a 10% chance to empower your next Flurry to apply Winter's Chill to the victim for 1 second and be instant cast. Winter's Chill causes the target to take damage from your spells as if they were frozen. Okay, no Time Warp, no Teleport, summon Water Elemental. I'm summoning. He's summoned. No that one, no that one, no that one, no that one. We all know all of these, except Icy Veins. Let's drop Icy Veins down here, shove that up there, and there we go. Icy Veins accelerates your spellcasting for 20 seconds, granting 30% haste and preventing damage from delaying your spellcasts. Okay, so, alright. Ice Lance, quickly firing a shard of ice at the target, dealing 4,898 frost damage. Ice Lance damage is tripled against frozen targets. Did I lose Ice Block in that transition? There we go. Ice Block we know. Frost Orb. Let's drop that down there. Frozen Orb launches an orb of swirling ice up to 40 yards forward, which deals up to 25,800 frost damage to all enemies it passes through. Grants 1 charge of Fingers of Frost when it first damages an enemy. Enemies damaged by the frozen orb are slowed by 30% for 15 seconds. Okay, so just fires a massive orb. Frostbolt. Now, this is the basic ability, so it just does a large amount of frost damage and reduces movement speed by 30%. For 15 seconds, it does basically 10k. Frost Nail, we already know, freezes enemies around you. Flurry. Unleashes Itchy Beard. Unleashes a flurry of ice shards, striking the target 3 times for a total of 13,924 frost damage. Each shard reduces the target's movement speed by 70% for 1 second. Jesus, that's quite good. Counterspell we know, Conjure Refreshments we know, Cone of Cold. Targets in a cone in front of you take 1,476 frost damage and has movement speed slowed by 70% for 5 seconds. So that basically is a cone of cold that does a very small amount of damage but slows enemies for 70% for 5 seconds. And Blizzard. Ice shards pelt the target area, dealing 13,624 frost damage over 8 seconds and reduces movement speed by 30% for 15 seconds. Basically, ice shards fire the ground, doing 13.5k and reduces movement speed. That's all frost do, reduce movement speed. They always seem a little bit down. I already know which one I'm going to go for on one of them. That's Mirror Image, because I haven't shown what it looks like, because I've never really done it, but you know. Let's do the talents! I'm so excited for Frost. Can you hear it in my voice? For the next 10 seconds, Ray of Frost. Okay. For the next 10 seconds, you can channel a beam of icy power at the enemy, slowing movement speed by 50% and dealing 6,961 frost damage every 0.9 seconds. Each time Ray of Frost deals damage, its damage increases by 20%. That's a lot of words. Basically, it's a frost ability. You slow movement speed and do a small amount of damage, but it increases the more times it does damage. Replaces Summon Water Elemental. Lonely Winter. You can no longer summon your Water Elemental, but Frostbolt, Ice Lance, Flurry, and Frozen Orb deal 20% increased damage. Oh, yay. To be fair, I do like that. It does get rid of my Water Elemental, and I hate you because you stand on mobs, you idiot! Whenever I'm leveling with like I have this problem on all minions, so Unholy DKs, Warlocks, Mages, Hunters, my minion or my pet always stand on mobs that I'm trying to loot. Like, say if a mob is like right in front of me, it'll stand, this will go right on the mob. I'll be like, great, I'm trying to loot this mob and you're freaking in the way. Bone Chill. Whenever you attempt to chill a target, you gain Bone Chill, increasing all frost damage you deal by 0.5% for 6 seconds, stacking up to 12 times. Basically, that will do 6% increased frost damage whenever you chill a target. I quite like Ray of Frost, actually, to be honest. And then level 30s, Shimmer, I was going to show you, but it has absolutely awful. Fatal damage, Cold Snap. That's the same as Blink anyway, so it doesn't really make much difference. I'll just go for that one. Done for mirror image on that one. We've gone through that row because that's the row exactly the same. These two rows are exactly the same for all specs on mages. And I think this one is as well, 75. And that's the same on all of them as well. But level 60, Ice Nova causes a whirl of icy wind around the target enemy or ally, dealing 12,891 frost damage to all enemies within 8 yards, and freezing them in place for 2 seconds. A primary enemy target will take 100% increased damage. I like that end bit, so a primary target takes more damage, which is quite good. Frozen Touch instant immediately generates 2 charges of Fingers of Frost. If you don't remember what Fingers of Frost does, it does that, causes your next Ice Lance to deal damage as if the target were frozen. Not great. Your Ice Lance and Icicles deal 10% increased damage and hit a secondary nearby target for 15% of their damage. I like that one. I also like that one, but I haven't got anything in this row. This one, I'll go for that one because I used these two. Level 90, Frost Bomb, kind of like Fire Bomb, or Arcane Bomb, or anything bomb. Places a Frost Bomb on a target for 12 seconds, limited one target. Your Ice Lances that benefit from Shatter will trigger the release of a wave of freezing ice, dealing 7,734 frost damage to the target, and 4,834 frost damage to all enemies within 10 yards. Okay, we've seen that one. It just does more explosive damage, which I don't know how a frostbolt can explode. It can't go boom, so either it just goes and sort of fires icicles as it. I have no idea. Arctic Gale increases blizzard damage by 30% and its area effect by... Okay, I like that one actually. Thanks Blizzard. And the ability Blizzard. Thermal Void. Casting Ice Lance extends your icy veins by 2 seconds. Icy veins? Icy veins. Ah, there. Glacial Spike. Conjures a massive spike of ice and merges your current icicles into it. It impales the target, dealing 33,514 damage plus the damage stored in the icicles, and freezes the target in place for 4 seconds. Damage may interrupt the freezing effect, requires 5 icicles to cast. Passive, Ice Lance no longer launches icicles. Comet Storm. Calls down a series of 7 icy comets on the ground, around the target, each of which deals 5,157 frost damage to all enemies within 4 yards of this impact. I like that one. I might have to go for Icy Flows just to not make it seem that that size is really good. There we go, done. Right, let's have a look at this damage and then we'll be doing my sign off. Anyway, before I go, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Are you seriously going to stay there? There we go. Okay, it's not going to do it. This seems so weak. I'm currently lagging out, guys, I apologise. There we go. That's better. I honestly prefer Frost to Arcane. There we go, there's me. There's me. That's mirror image. If you're AoE, I recommend Frost, but if you prefer single, I honestly would recommend Fire. Because look at the damage, seriously. The damage is a few hundred K at maximum. and there's so little crit as well. Like, this is just so dull. Yay! Ray of Frost. It's up to 10. Blizzard. Yeah, so that's it. So, out of them all, I recommend Fire. If you are into kind of 1 second, there we go. If you are into anything like AoE, I recommend Frost because it's got Blizzard, it's got Frozen Orb, and it's got Comet Storm. Comet Storm is a talent, but out of them all, it's still pretty good. Ice Lance fires to 2 targets, so AoE wise, it's definitely Frost. Single target, I'd say Fire, and if you want to have a laugh, go Arcane. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Remember to hit like and subscribe, and thank you for all the support I've had on these videos. Please do remember to hit like and subscribe and share with your buddies. If you came in from WowMino, thank you for coming by, and hit subscribe too. And also go check out my WowMino account if you aren't. It may be down below, it may not be. I'll see you guys later for another video. Hope you enjoyed this, and remember, always be Fire. It's like always be Batman, but Fire. Anyway, I'll see ya. Goodbye.